The information contained herein is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, welcome to episode 3. Before I begin, I'd just like to say I'd like to apologize because I told you in episode 1, and I urge you to go back and see episode 1 if you haven't, that at the end of every episode I would tell you about one true cancer causer and ask you a question. I didn't do it, all right? Because we're trying to keep these segments short because it takes so long to download them on YouTube that I just can't afford the time to do it. So here is your cancer cause that should have been in episode 2, and your question. First, the cancer cause. Triclosan. Now you say, what is triclosan? Well, triclosan is a pesticide. And where would you use triclosan or a pesticide? On pests, not on people, right? Well, if you wash your hands, if you got caught up in this antibacterial soap craze, you're washing your hands with triclosan. So I urge you, the next time you go out and you purchase soap, look at the bottle, and if it says triclosan, do not buy it. All right, there's a great product. It's called EO soap, E-O, the letters E and O, that you can purchase from good health food stores that will not kill you or cause cancer or birth defects, which triclosan has been known to do. Triclosan causes cancer and birth defects, and a myriad of other problems or other illnesses. Your question from episode 2 should have been, when was the last time somebody had one too many cigarettes and used it as an excuse for date rape? All right, we got that out of the way. Let's go on to what I referred to in episode 2 as quiet genocide. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the fire safety cigarette. Now this cigarette is supposed to save property and lives because it goes out when left alone, when you're not puffing on it like fireplace bellows. All right? And the principle behind it is, now hold it up, there are 2 bands in there in the cigarette. And when the fire gets down to here, the band, if you're not puffing on it, it's supposed to go out. And then you've got to travel a distance here, you've got another band. And if you're not puffing on it, the cigarette goes out. The only trouble here, well, there's many troubles with this cigarette, is that this distance between this band and that band allows for about a minute of uninterrupted burning, whether you're puffing on it or not. Also, what happens here is when this burns down here, instead of like a regular cigarette where it burns down and you have the ash here and the fire here at the same level, here it burns down into the band. So it like burns in a cup. You get to the edge of the cup and then it'll burn down in here and then it's supposed to go out. Well, if you're not puffing on it like I said, like a fireplace bellows, you've got fire in here. You've got hot ash and tobacco in here. So when you start puffing on it again, the burning is down here. And you get what's known as the cherry. And it burns right here and flops off. So this particular cigarette has caused more fires, has burned more people than any other cigarette in the history of cigarettes. Because it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So, in addition, these bands are made out of a substance called ethylene vinyl acetate. Ethylene vinyl acetate is a highly toxic and explosive, and I'll explain later, substance. Now, let's take the fact that it's explosive. Now, I know while you're smoking these that many times you'll have sparks coming out around them, like a snap, crackle, and pop. That's the explosive nature of ethylene vinyl acetate. It's actually exploding. I didn't mean it was going to explode like some kind of trick cigar, but it just shows the volatility of it. And I'm sure you've experienced the following list. Some of you may, when you wake up in the morning, or many of you, probably all of you, are smoking. What you're actually smoking is carpet glue. Ethylene vinyl acetate is carpet glue. And you wouldn't want to smoke carpet glue, I'm sure. So, you wake up in the morning, you can be nauseous, you have a sore throat, you have carpet foam in your throat. There have been rashes, fungus infections. I know one fella who had a fungus infection for 9 months, couldn't get rid of it for 9 months, and had to keep taking stronger and stronger medicine to get rid of it. You've had dizziness, you've had strokes and heart attacks, all from this. And the longer you smoke these fire safety cigarettes, not only will you not be protected from fire, or from burning your house down, or your clothes, or your car seats, or anything, you will suffer from just a little cigarette that's supposed to be a fire safety cigarette. Now, there's some, this was brought up a while ago, and there's some home doctor out of Harvard who glibly stated that, well, there's 200 chemicals in the average cigarette, so what's one more? Well, the 200 chemicals that are in the cigarette are not in the same concentration as these bands. And if they were, this thing would be as big as a sequoia tree. So, but what can you expect for somebody who's been paid off to make the statement? And I'm sure that he was. I'm sure he was. This is a killer. The longer you smoke these, the more debilitating they will be to your health, and the bigger danger, and a danger to your property and yourself from burning. So, how do you avoid this? Well, I'm going to tell you. Roll your own. I say, oh God, I've seen those machines. You got to take the tobacco, you got to tap it into it, you got to tap it down, then you got to put the tube on the end of it, then you got to use a handle like this. Well, yeah, you do. But there's a much simpler way. And there's a machine that you can get from Fresh Choice Tobacco. Go to freshchoicetobacco.com and it'll tell you all about it. They've got a video there that shows you how the machine works. I have one myself. But before I go much further, Fresh Choice Tobacco is not a sponsor of mine. I have no sponsors. I'm only depending on your donations and contributions. All right, let's get back to the machine. The machine's very simple. It's not that big. It's about yay big, yay high. You open it, there's a hopper. You pour your tobacco in the hopper. You take the tube, put it on the front. There's a little holder there. Push a button, zip, zip. You can make a pack of cigarettes in about 2 minutes. Takes me about 5. You can make a carton of cigarettes for about $8 to $10 a carton. And you can get all of that You can get the tobacco, you can get the machine, you can get humidors, you can get everything from the Fresh Choice Tobacco people. And they're really nice folks. So you go there and they'll sell you the whole package. Okay? So what we have to do, like I said in my previous episodes, is to come together in a grassroots manner to form a greater force to fight our enemies, which in this case, unfortunately, are the government at this time, Big Pharma at this time, and these fanatics that are constantly putting us down. People like thetruth.com, which is a load of bull. The way to do that is with money. I'm not a rich man, I told you that before. I need your help. Around the world, you should be contributing because I'm doing this for you and of course myself. And the way to help me is by going to paypal.com, click on buy, click on make a payment, and then fill in your email address and then to my address, which is SmokinMan, SMOKIN, no G, MAN, SmokinMan at yahoo.com. It's as simple as that. We're talking the price of maybe one carton of cigarettes. What do you got to lose? But you got a lot to gain. And I've already helped you. I'll show you how you can save your life by rolling your own cigarettes at a very economical price. I'm showing you what really causes cancer. And as a healthcare professional for decades, I'm going to help you with your health going down the line also, episode after episode. Now, if you want to contact me on Twitter, it's Cool Smokin' Man. COOLSMOKINMAN, no G. Cool Smokin' Man, and that's my Twitter handle. All right, now, I'm going to give you a cancer causer in this episode, and that's alcohol. And you don't have to drink it. You can gargle it. If you look at many of the mouthwashes that are out there today, they've got at least 20-25% or what you might call 50 proof alcohol within their mixture. It's a proven fact that alcohol causes throat and esophageal cancer. So you don't need any of those. You want to gargle, gargle with warm salt water. That's all you need. All right. You got a cold or a sore throat. That's all you need. Or you can do it every day to fight off anything that might, any bacteria or germs that might enter your throat. All right. Okay. Question for this episode is, when was the last time somebody had one too many cigarettes and used it as an excuse to commit adultery and adultery? Did I pronounce right? Adultery? Yeah, okay. When was the last time somebody had one too many cigarettes and used it as an excuse to commit adultery? That's it for episode 3. Next time we'll get more in depth on employers and employee relations with smokers. So until next time, folks, smoke 'em if you got 'em.